Hi everyone, this is Joe from the Northeastern Native Plant Digest, and today I'm going to do a walk around my garden, show you what's going on and some of the changes I've made, so stay tuned. Thanks. Hey, hope everybody's having a great week. Had a little rain this morning, but I thought it'd be a good time to go out and kind of walk around the yard. I've made some changes recently, and I wanted to show you some of the things that's going on and blooming. So right here, this is the coralberry I did a video on. I cut this back about 3 feet to the ground, but as you can see, it's really filled in this spot nicely. It's getting ready to bloom. Actually, it is starting to bloom. There's some of the flowers, and I actually just found a couple of days ago, I saw a clearwing caterpillar on this because it is the host plant for the clearwing moth, but I couldn't find it today. I really love the way this looks here. Fills in this space nicely. Super easy shrub. Has a lot of, I love the beautiful foliage on it, and the flowers are really attractive to hummingbirds. So it's really easy to grow, and it's easy to propagate. So this is one you might want to consider. It's related to snowberry, which is another native shrub. So coming around here, this is my path that I put in. I have just native mosses filling in here. This was filled with liatris and echinacea. I did put in some New England aster. I thinned some of the New England aster out this year because it was starting to kind of creep in on the echinacea. And then my coreopsis is blooming, but you can see echinacea is coming in. It should be blooming here soon. So I'm probably going to add some more echinacea in there because I had some chipmunks digging around in there, and I think some of them have kind of died off. One of the things I'm really excited about this year is this New Jersey tea. This is the first year it's bloomed for me. I just planted it. This is the second full year. It's really done great this year. It's quadrupled in size. I've got some layers going on the bottom because it had some low-hanging limbs, so I'm going to try and layer them, see if I can get a couple new shrubs out of it. But really beautiful blooms. This is a great pollinator plant. Really drought tolerant, has a really extensive root system. There does seem to be some hoverflies on the flowers right now, but this gets full sun. This is you don't need to water this once it gets established. It's completely drought tolerant. It's a great plant. It'll get bigger than this, probably about 3 feet by 3 feet. Just a wonderful native plant. Gets its name from the New Jersey tea. The fact that during the colonial days when the British taxed the tea of the colonies, this is one of the plants they used to grind up the roots and make a tea out of it, so it got the name New Jersey tea. You can maybe see some of I don't know if you can see, but I got that, contrast that with the one over here on the other side. I planted them at the same time. This one's barely done anything, and I think it's because it's kind of close to this maple tree. Most of the plants that I put on this side of the bed struggle, and I think it's because of the roots of that maple tree. So I'm still going to let it, I'm not going to try and move it. I'm just going to see what it does, and we'll go from there. So I planted these maypop vines last year, and they're really doing good on this side. On the left side, again, on the same side as the maple tree, they're coming in. They're not as robust, and they were a little bit late coming up. I got a couple echinacea in bloom here. I love echinacea. It's a great plant. So I'm going to come around to the front here. So this faces north. So this is the north side of my house. It's a lot of heavy wet clay. So obviously the hostas aren't native. My wife likes hostas, and I guess they do have a place in the garden. I don't use them a whole lot. I try to stick with natives, obviously, but the wild geraniums are in bloom. I like them. They look good paired with the ferns. I got Mary Bells there. They've already bloomed next to the dwarf goatsbeard. I like dwarf goatsbeard a lot. It does seem to reseed. You can get a lot of free plants out of it, but it really looks pretty. I got it next to some phlox and green and gold. This center spot here, I had some euchera in there, and I like euchera. Does seem to kind of be a short-lived perennial. It kind of looks its best first couple years you plant it. I have some on the side of my house that look pretty good, but these ones, I don't know. I think the clay soil might be a little too heavy for them because they just kind of struggle. So I planted some white turtle head in here, and also I transplanted some phlox, and I got some blue lobelia coming in. This turtle head back here is I think it's called Hot Lips. It's a pink variety. I like it a lot. I split it from the back. So I got some more wild geraniums coming in. Okay, so this bed, this is on the south, this is also facing on the north side. I just recently made some changes here. My oak leaf hydrangea is getting ready to bloom. On the left and then on the right side of that, I had native euonymus. I think it was Euonymus americana, which is our native burning bush. It's also called hearts of bursting or strawberry bush, but they just really wasn't filling in very well. So I kind of decided to transplant them. They've been there for about 3 years. They seem like they have more of an open, kind of open growth habit, not dense like the Asian burning bush. But I still love it. It's still a great shrub. But I just decided to move them. What I did instead was I replaced them with a couple more smooth hydrangeas. This one's Incredible, and then this one's Annabelle. The nursery that I went to that has a lot of our hydrangeas, unfortunately, they only had one of each, and I was kind of really impatient. So I think they're similar enough. They both have a big white flower head on them, so I think they're similar enough that they're gonna look okay, I think. And you know, I love smooth hydrangeas. I lost a couple actually. We were on vacation about a month or so ago, and we had a really hard frost come through, and lost a couple of my hydrangeas that I planted last fall, unfortunately. I think these ones are going to do better because they're going to be more protected by the house. I think it's going to help protect them, but and I was a little concerned because the oak leaf hydrangea, they're all kind of white, but I think there's going to be enough difference between them. But look at that oak leaf hydrangea. This is gorgeous, and I've gotten a lot of layers off of this. I've gotten like 3 or 4 different plants just from this one plant by layering. It's just a beautiful shrub. This area is coming in. I'm getting a lot of blue lobelia coming in there. That's going to be blooming. I got some there. It's coming in all over, and I love it. I'm starting to love the way this bed looks. It's looking like more of a cottagey garden. My dark tower penstemon is in bloom. Looks really good. It's really attractive for bees. They really seem to like this, and hummingbirds. Actually see some bees on it now. So all my wild strawberry ground covers have a lot of fruit on them, which is good for little critters and stuff. Planted some butterfly weed in there, Asclepias tuberosa. So this is the west side of my house, and I'm making some changes in here. I'm thinning out some of the violets, and I'm moving them into the back part of my yard. But this is the Monarda starting to bloom. I Chelsea chopped the asters this spring to keep them a little bit shorter. So those are coming in. Here's some more Monarda. Now, the one thing I really am loving this year is my lead plant. It's really filled in nice. I love this gray foliage. Gets a really beautiful purple flower on it. Super drought tolerant, really extensive root system. Just a wonderful plant. I love the contrast with the dark green and the light green. So I'm going to get a couple more of these and plant them on the left and right, a little bit further down. And I got a Virginia creeper coming up the wall. They're not dangerous to mortar. A lot of people think that just because of English ivy and Boston ivies, but this doesn't cling and dig into the mortar like a lot of invasive vines like Boston ivy and English ivy. So here's the butterfly weed I've done videos on. It's looking great this year. Some Echinacea, tick seed coming in, black-eyed Susans. The lupine's done pretty much. I trimmed it up. I cut off the flower stalks and harvested some of the seeds. This is my high bush cranberry, viburnum. Looks really good this year. Last year I had a lot of viburnum leaf beetle, which is an invasive species, which I think that's one of them. We're getting ready to lay eggs. I think I just caught. Dang. I lost it. I'll come back later. More of that. This is St. John's wort. It's getting ready to bloom. Got it paired with some little blue stem. This is the Virginia sweet spire. Now this is my elderberry. This is the cultivar John's. I have Adams and John's. It really looks great this year. This one seems to bloom a little bit earlier than the other one that I have. But one of the things that I wanted to show you all on this video, it's been just want you to look at those baby ladybugs. It's just a ladybug incubator this year. There's baby ladybugs all over this thing. And it's basically because there's a lot of aphids on this too. But I haven't really done anything with the aphids. I haven't treated it, I haven't sprayed it, because I really just, I don't like to use poisons. It's kind of like a last resort. But these are just loaded with baby ladybugs, which I think is really awesome. So here's a couple of my mini Mauvet smooth hydrangeas that I planted, and they did good. I didn't lose these, and I think it's because they're protected by the brick of the house. The brick stores energy from the sun, even in the wintertime, and releases that energy, at night and stuff like that. So I really think it helped preserve these and protect them. I got a little bit of an issue here because these common milkweed kind of volunteered themselves here, but I really don't want to move them right now because they're going to be blooming soon. So I'm going to let them grow. I'll probably transplant them in the fall into my front meadow, micro meadow as I call it. It's just a little area in my yard that I'm not mowing and putting native plants into it. It's a work in progress. There's my swamp milkweed back here, Asclepias incarnata. I love these, beautiful. And my major wheeler, native honeysuckle, looks good this year. These are native sunflowers, Helianthus, that I planted last year, and they've already spread. And that's my native wisteria. Of course, that's my little blue stem that I love so much, Joe Pyeweed. So this bed's coming along. Got a couple spots that I still need to fill in. This is like a little dry creek bed. It catches the rainwater from my rain chain, which comes down, and then the water comes into this little creek bed and kind of runs down here. And then I have my little pond down here. It doesn't run into the pond, but this pond, it needs some help. My lilies are looking really good. I got a red one in there. I don't know when it's going to bloom. Put it in there last fall. My lizard's tail's coming in. But I planted northern pickerel, and it just didn't take. I don't know if it died off, but I got these in its stead. I don't know if this is just a native version or what, but they're kind of taken in. So what I'm going to have to do is get my ladder out and lay it across this pond and kind of pull these up. I've been trying to pull them up from around the perimeter, but to get out into the middle, I'm going to have to get my ladder out. So this area, this is all of the goldenrod that I've done videos on, obedient plant, turtlehead, ironweed. There's just so much coming in here. I got more milkweed coming in, more blue lobelia, more lizard's tail, the white turtlehead coming in. This bed right here got out of control. I did a lot of weeding on it recently. And what I had done was I spread last fall a lot of swamp milkweed seeds in here and common milkweed seeds as well. And I was really happy to see them. When I first came out here in the spring, I didn't see any indications that any of the swamp milkweed or any of the milkweed in general had germinated. But then we had a couple really sunny days, and I came out here and was doing some weeding, and lo and behold, there's maybe I don't know, I can't count them, but dozens of milkweed coming up, and that really kind of makes me really happy. I'm happy to see that, and I want this to fill in with milkweed next year. Also got sneezeweed in here and some boneset and some black-eyed Susans. I got some liatris, violets. This is my my fringe tree, American fringe tree, and it looks really good. It's grown a lot this year, and I don't know if it's a male or female. But I know of a nursery around here that carries some. They had some females last year, so I'm going to grab one this year when they get on clearance. So this bed, I've filled in with violets for a ground cover. Got ferns, Christmas ferns. This is my witch hazel, of course. And then my wife bought me this for Christmas, and I was really excited about this. This is a male Inkberry. This is Ilex. It's not Ilex verticillata. Man, I'm drawing a blank right now. Ilex indica, maybe? I forget exactly. But anyway, it's Inkberry. I had a female cultivar. I had a super hard time finding a male cultivar. This is the only male cultivar that I personally know of. I'm sure there are more out there, but this one's called Nordic. So, you know, Ilex in general are dioecious, meaning you need the male and the female. So my female, ever since I bought it, has never produced any berries. It gets a wonderful berry on there that's good for birds. So I'm hoping now with this Nordic, with this male cultivar, my females will start getting berries on them, and I can actually start incorporating more females into my landscape because I'll have this male to pollinate them. One of the things I was really excited about is I got this tulip tree, kind of volunteered. I've been wanting a tulip tree, and lo and behold, Mother Nature blessed me with a wonderful gift, and it's doing great. I love this tree. I actually recently on Memorial Day went and visited some people at the cemetery, and they had a big tulip tree, and it was in full bloom. It was beautiful. So now I'm coming around. I transplanted this hemlock, and it seems to be doing good. I just wanted to do I wanted to include this. This is my Princeton elm. This is the second one that I planted. The first one I planted that I did reference in a couple earlier videos, I came out one day and it was cut in half, and I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it was a rabbit or what, or a squirrel, but it was dead. So this is the second one, and it's doing great. I got to stake it up there, but I'm really hopeful that it's going to do fantastic. So this arbor I put in, and I have Virginia clematis growing, our native clematis. It seems like it's doing good, and that's kind of tucked next to my summer sweet. So when you come in through here, I put this path in, so it comes around, and I got echinacea coming in underneath my dogwood, my pink. This is my white dogwood, actually, Cornus Florida. Now on this side, on the left side of this path, as you're looking, down the path, these are zigzag goldenrod. This is a goldenrod that actually does pretty good in the shade, and I was having kind of a problem with this. Originally, I was going to have phlox growing up here, like a taller garden phlox, but they just didn't take. Because the overhangs on my house, it kind of stays dry, but these zigzag goldenrod are doing really well. And as time goes on, I'll transplant them and divide them up. So I got the green and gold as I'm using as a ground cover in here, next to my ferns. I got my Indian pink. Now these are the euchre I was talking about at the beginning of the video. These ones actually do really good in this bed, and I like them. This is about their third year, so these ones look pretty good, but sometimes they just kind of get a little washed out looking. More ferns, bugbane. This is Baptisia, false indigo. My maypops coming around. All of my false Solomon seal getting berries on them. And that's my pink dogwood, and then that brings me back around to the house, and that's my winterberry project, which is an ongoing project. I did plant a new one. So it's raining now, so that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to show you some of the changes I've made, some of the additional plants that I planted, in particular the smooth hydrangea and the male inkberry, and I'm really excited. And the New Jersey tea. New Jersey tea is a wonderful plant. I love it. So I'm hoping the other one will pick up. So I hope you like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, and I hope you'll share it, and I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Thanks to everybody for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it. I hope everybody has a great day. And if it's raining on you today where you live, stay dry. I'll talk to you later. Bye.